if you will please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
A moment of silence. You may be seated. At this time, all board members are present for our meeting. Keith, would you read our mission and vision statement, please?
Yes, I will. The mission of East Washington School Corporation is for the students, is that the students are empowered and encouraged to reach their personal best, and the vision of East Washington School Corporation is to achieve excellence.
Thank you very much. We're going to move right into our school corporation aims and reports. I'm going to start with East Washington Middle School with Mrs. King.
Hey guys, so it's still August. We're in the beginning. At the middle school, we're off to a strong start. I'm happy to report we are fully staffed, and I know a lot of people in the area. I was in training today all day at the Wilson Center for iLearn Data, and there's a lot of folks out there struggling with staffing. So very happy to say that. Honestly, the beginning of the school year, we've knocked out a lot of the things that just we kind of have to knock out. So we've done our bullying prevention training with all of the kids, done all of our iPad distribution, everything's rolling with that, gone over the handbook and everything they need to know, make sure the kids understand the expectations. We did a session with them on just student life, how to get plugged into the middle school, what dances are like, how to get involved in teams, when tryouts are going to happen, you know, all that kind of stuff. Our therapy dog Harley is almost completely certified. Of course, Pim went a couple years ago, so Kylie Jarbo, our 5th and 6th grade guidance counselor, has been going through the training with her golden retriever Harley. Harley now comes to school 3 days a week, and we're just a couple weeks away from the kids being able to pet her, so we're excited about that. Our athletics are rolling. We've got volleyball, cross country, tennis, football. Our first middle school football game is this Thursday night against Clarksville. Volleyball's been rolling. As soon as I leave here, I'll be headed over to the 7th and 8th grade volleyball game. 5th and 6th grade volleyball's going. We did add 5th grade choir this year. We haven't had 5th grade choir yet. Emma, our musical Emma, which, by the way, I did look at the list of songs and everything that's in that one. It's going to be fun. But that's going to come up in November. They're already doing practices. All the roles have been cast for Emma. We have George Browning to be our after-school program coordinator now at the middle school. We love George, and the kids love George, and our numbers are really high with the after-school program right now, and he's doing a great job communicating with the kids on all that. Hearing screenings are done in August for like the first time ever. I feel like at the end of the year, we're trying to get these things finished. So just getting a lot of that done. We did student and council elections today. So we've got all that knocked out. They're going to have their student council retreat to plan and hear from the students' perspective this Friday. We've adopted a new ELA curriculum for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So we're having more training on that this Thursday, just to kind of work more on our reading interventions and ELA. And I think that's about it for the start of the year. So just roll.
All right. Thank you for the update. We appreciate it. Next, we're going to move to our Eastern High School report. Mr. Ferris.
Thank you. Good evening. As Mrs. King said, they're off to a good start. I feel like we're off to a pretty good start as well. It's been busy. I feel like our enrollment at the high school is up compared to where we ended last year. I looked today and we're above 400 as of right now. I don't remember the exact number. It was like 406 or 407. We got a new kid today too, so add one more to that. Been pretty busy, like I said. A couple of the things that I want to talk about. I want to praise our current seniors. Last year's juniors in the spring, they took the SAT like all juniors do. Results came back, and I shared this on Facebook that I like to brag when our kids do something well, and then we had the highest scores in the county. So I was pretty pleased with that, and applaud our students and our teachers for their hard work. So that's one thing that I wanted to praise our kids about. Our attendance, I kind of looked at our attendance today because we're putting an emphasis on attendance this year. Right now, our ninth grade, the whole ninth grade class, they have a 97% attendance rate so far this year. 10th grade is at 96, 11th grade is at 96, and 12th grade is at 94%. So that comes out to about a 95.87% for the whole school. Going to start a little competition with all of our classes. At the end of each month, any grade that's 97% or higher, I'm going to have a little treat. We're going to do something for those grade levels, just to make it an incentive to be here every day. And of course, if kids aren't here, they're not learning. So trying to make a special investment on getting them here. I know the state has changed the attendance policies and guidelines with that, so we're trying to put an emphasis on that at the high school as well. So we'll see how that works. Our athletics, we're going full swing. Football's played a game. I will say this about our football program. When we hired Coach Williams, the first goal was to try and get more kids out, and we can mark that one off. We've got about 43 to 45 kids out. I can't tell you when the last time that happened. We played our first JV game in about 5 years last night. So small wins will add up to big wins at some point. So I'm pleased with the job that Coach Williams and his staff are doing. So our volleyball team's 3-1, won the county tourney this past Saturday, 2 years in a row. They've got another game tonight against Clarksville. That team's fun to watch, and hoping for big things from them as well. So, and our girls golf team, they might be the big surprise of the year. They beat Silver Creek last night. We've got about 5 or 6 girls out this year, and they're really doing a good job, and having some good scores, and it's fun to watch those girls have some success. So I wanted to give a shout out to that team as well. Of course, our cross country, we got some individuals that are having success, having PRs almost every race. So that's a positive thing. So just a few shout outs for our athletics that are up and going, and once we get going in the fall, it's full steam ahead until May. So it's been a good start. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to shift back to the East Washington Elementary School report with Mrs. Richardson.
First, I apologize for being late. My ETA was 4:42, and then I had to go to a stoplight between JC and Bennettsville. Usually, obviously, I'm always here, but I was out at a meeting today, so I apologize for being late. I picked just a couple things to highlight tonight that you may or may not know about the elementary school, kind of with the start of the school year. We had 3 very successful open houses. We've changed that up over the past couple of years. We have our preschool open house on its own, a morning and afternoon session, trying to make a little bit more comfortable for those new parents bringing their little ones in, so they have that opportunity to talk with the teacher, and by breaking it up into 2 groups, they have that time. Kindergarten is a separate open house night, which has gone very well the past 2 years. It allows, again, those new students to be in the building without, if you've been to our open house, it's busy, it's crazy. And so it takes one grade level out of the mix too for the grades 1 through 4, but with kindergarten, they have that opportunity. We set it up where they can go through the lunch line with their parents and get milk and a snack, and they can visit the teacher in the classroom, and we have a parent meeting, so I can give the parents just some information on just some basics, of the building, hopefully to help make the transition to our school easy. And of course, the highlight is the bus ride. That is by far the favorite, and thanks to Leah and for Greg for allowing the kids to do that. For our grades 1 through 4 open house this year, for the first time, we had what we called our mini Musketeer Community Hub, and we had that set up in our gym, and partnered with, we had about 10 or 12 different local community groups that came and set tables up, and really just showcasing the resources that are available to our families outside of school. So I had a lot of good positive feedback from that. And of course, all the tables have little trinkets and things to give the kids, so that was definitely a highlight as well. This year, I'm happy to report we've retained all of our teachers with the exception of one. So I certainly commend our teachers on the hard work getting this year up and running. I know you know how hard they work. We also have added, very excited to add Tristan Miller to our third grade teaching staff. She is our one new teacher that we have this school year, and not only is she an extremely just talented young teacher, but she also was with us last school year, and so really knows our students, knows our teacher, knows our curriculum. She was in various different roles last year, so very excited to welcome her. Third thing I want to highlight is just some things with test scores. The iRead scores were recently released, and then iLearn scores as well. And I share our teachers how hard they work for our kids each and every day. And when the data comes out and you see the positives, it's exciting to see some of that work validated. Not that test scores are everything, they certainly aren't. But when you see good test scores, it certainly validates that hard work, and it's exciting. So just a couple of highlights for iLearn and iRead. We were 10 points above the state average in third grade math and third grade ELA. Same with fourth grade, 10 points above state average in ELA, 8 points above in math. So I'm very pleased with those results. When you put our English language arts and math together, we were 12 percentage points above the state average. So again, keeping us right up there, and when you compare, and I'm happy to share a chart when you look at a lot of our local area schools in this, not just county, but just several schools, we're definitely up there. We are in the top with the local elementary schools. But the most exciting iLearn piece of data that I want to share are current fourth graders this year. What I like to see in English language arts from third grade to fourth grade, again, your same cohort of kids, they grew 13 percentage points in reading. And our teachers have been working hard. Any one of them would tell you that, I assure you. In math, they grew 10%. So again, I commend our teachers. I commend that extra time and hard work they're putting into it. iRead scores, also very pleased with those. We were also above the state average for iRead, closing that gap for sure. And we grew from the percentage that passed last school year in third grade versus this current school year is 6%. So again, just slowly closing that gap, obviously trying to get up to that 100% mark. We're sitting at about 88% right now. So closing that gap slowly but surely. And the last highlight that I want to share this evening, the elementary school, really right when school let out in May, the East Washington Elementary was one of 45 elementary schools statewide to be designated as a family-friendly school. And so I was really excited about that. I feel like that's, those family school, that partnership, our teachers work really hard with communication. I expect a lot out of them with communication, with our families, and they rise to the occasion. They are excellent with that, and really just engaging our parents as partners and educating our kids. And so it was exciting to see that our elementary school get recognized for that achievement. So that's all that I have, unless y'all have any questions.
All right, it's awesome. All right, next we will move to our transportation food service report with Mr. Hopkins.
Transportation, we're required by law to do a review of the routes in the system each year. We went ahead and put it on for tonight. We don't have any students that are crossing state highways for any reason. We do curbside pickup with all those. People don't really realize what that means, but that sometimes means an extra run down a road or a turnaround to keep that from happening. But my drivers do it, and they're good. They take care of it, and we don't have anybody that's crossing a state highway at this point, and we haven't for several years now. We've actually had a lot of condensing over the last few months. Sarah and I have worked a lot on doing away with a couple of bus routes. We are down 2 routes this year that we did have in May. Basically, we pulled from those 2 routes and put all those kids basically on about 4 other routes. And I think it went really well. No one's come after me with a stick yet. And I would figure that would have happened by now. So I was pretty uptight and antsy right when school started, because shifting that many kids around just on paper and doing it months in advance, I was pretty almost sick by the time school started because of all of the what ifs were happening. But it worked. I want to commend my drivers, the ones that had to absorb more kids on their routes. They didn't complain. They just realized it's something we had to do. I told them it's our part of the contribution to the whole pot, and I'm really proud of them. They did a great job with it. So, still monitoring all the routes, even the routes that have gotten more kids on them. They're still not loaded. They're comfortable. There's seats available 2 and 3 and 4 on each bus. I check them out in the morning. They don't realize it, but as they go by, I'm looking in the buses and seeing what's going on. So it's been successful. Since I've been in transportation, we've reduced 4 routes over the last 18 years. So probably another one possibly could be reduced in the future, but again, we just have to wait and see when that happens. We don't want to get them reduced too tight because you have to have give and take. But right now, I'm real pleased with that. We just went through the 12-plus-year-old buses for mid-inspection. All of them went through and passed. I want to recognize Aaron. He does a fantastic job. As old as several of the buses are, I'm glad he's in charge of them. So they're all set, they're rolling. And again, I can't say enough good about the drivers. It's just like we started back up, it's just like old business. They've done a great job. They watch your kids in the community. They won't let them off if a car's not in the place it's supposed to be, things like that. So we've got a great group of bus drivers, and we do have a full staff. First time in a long time. Still have one afternoon run that needs a driver, but we're covering it between Landon and myself and whoever else I can pull in when I'm not somewhere else on another route. So transportation, I think, is up and running smoothly. I can't brag on all of them enough because they're the ones that do it every day. So I'm really pleased with all of them and thank them. Food service is up and running too as well. Once again, I've not been chased around with a stick. I think OPA is doing a really nice job, much improved from what we've had in the past, so I'm very pleased with them. And I think the kids like it. I think the kids are up with it. They keep introducing new things, new a la carte things, and we have good participation. The elementary is just about ready to get a salad bar for the teachers. We're working on that. We do realize that the middle school and the high school kind of have the Cadillac place. And that's just by design because that's where we needed the space. So we're trying to get some of those extra nice little things for the elementary as well too. And again, OPA has come to me, we need to do this, this, and this. We've gotten it taken care of, and I know she sent out an email asking for your favorite toppings on the bar and things like that. So we're trying to bring a little bit of the Cadillac down here to the good old faithful elementary cafeteria. And that's not a dig at the elementary. The elementary is a wonderful place. It's a good situation. It's just the oldest building. So we just happen to have a new one up here. So other than that, I think that's all I have for food service and transportation.
Thank you, Greg.
Greg, I just want to say, I hate that you get sick worrying over the bus routes, but it means a lot knowing that you care that much about the kids and what's going on, so.
Thank you.
Appreciate the work you do.
Pretty miserable.
Yeah, well, that's because you take it so, you own it, and I love that, so.
And I also didn't mention, but I did mention, I want to mention Sarah. Sarah and I spent several days and hours in here with everything up on the screen. She's the the queen of TransFinder, which is my up here in a computer. But I can tell her the realities of stops in places where it only says A to B, B to C. I know A1, A2, A3, and how it works. So Sarah was an integral part on helping me reduce those routes, plus routing summer school. We did the same thing.
Good.
So it's been a good thing.
Well, we sure appreciate it, Greg. Thank you very much. All right, now we will turn it over to Mrs. Jones for our superintendent report.
Well, first I want to thank my principals and Greg for being here tonight. My job is easier because of my administrative staff, and they are good, and they work all hours. I think I had an email from Stacy at 4:45 this morning, and I get some from Darren and Amber really late. They all work different hours of the days, but they all work a lot of hours, and they put a lot of time in for our kids, and I very much appreciate it because it makes my job easier. And then Greg, I know I can attest to how many hours him and Sarah spent on TransFinder. And not only spending on TransFinder, they drove those routes multiple times to make sure they worked, and it went very, very smoothly. And, I mean, I can't thank my administrative staff. We had a really good retreat before school started, and enjoyed the day together, and I made some plans, and then school started, and we've had one meeting to kind of get back and keep checking off our list of things we want to do, but we are accomplishing a lot this year, and I'm proud of them, and happy to work alongside each of them. And then I also want to recognize Bartech is here tonight, and I know they're part of our executive session with security, but you all have not met them, but I have worked, other than Kyle that you know, but we have worked with Bartech. They've been here since I've been here. They were here before me, and we don't have issues with technology and our tech department. Largely in part to what they do for us behind the scenes, and also the staff that they've put in place here. So I'm happy to have them here tonight. So as far as opening day, we did have a really great start. Part of our strategic plan was to roll out a character programming, and Leader in Me is now up in beginning stages of all 3 buildings. I know they did training at the middle school. I made a grand entrance into the elementary school training and fell down the path. I suffered a really nice sprained ankle for a few weeks. So, but they started that, and I meet with our district person next week. She's here to do all of our training. She's worked with our high school for the last 3 years. She's excited because now that we're a district school, she's going to work with our admin team to kind of how we work that together. So I'm excited for where that goes, and I will meet with her next week when she's here to do more trainings for our staff. We did get all of our Chromebooks distributed to the high school. I think Bartech helped with that part too, and all of our high school kids now have transitioned from iPads to Chromebooks. We also, part of that, and that was part of our plan, all of our staff in the high school did get laptops. So that was a kind of try to go from 2 devices in every classroom to 1 device. So we gave all the staff members a laptop that they can hook into a screen. We left the screens, we just took the hard drives out. And Kyle also, staff members gave back their iPads, and we will distribute those around, and then we'll sell some of those out when we know exactly how many we don't need here on campus. But that went very smooth. I was expecting, I remember the last time we did a new rollout of devices, and so that's what I didn't hear about it. It was just done. So that was really nice, and I think our teachers like them. I think our middle school and elementary school will be excited when they get their devices, but that's down the road as the grant runs out for the iPads. We did have a lightning strike. I think we set in a spot that lightning just likes us, but we had a major lightning strike. It hit some of our switches. It hit our HVAC system. Aaron, on top of bus inspections, Aaron was also working on getting our HVAC back up and running because we had multiple classrooms in the middle and high school that had no air. Our building went without air yesterday. Aaron kind of fluctuates. He's HVAC man, he's bus, he's ground, so you just never know what he's going to be doing, but we lost that. And then last week, solar stewards were here, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but when they were here, we realized our solar field was also part of the hit. So all of that, we worked with our insurance. So we had a pretty massive lightning strike. So it was the night it was really, really electrical. But so that's all being repaired, and Aaron's kind of coordinating that along with Greg to make sure all that gets done. Over the last few weeks, Donna can test, I feel like I've been at more meetings than anything. I've been to 2 legislative updates, and Greg condensing routes had a lot to do with SB1 and us being prepared for the cuts we're going to take, and you know that's helping us. But met with some legislators, and it was really interesting, you know, to hear their perspective on how they made the decision to vote for SB1, and so continuing to do that. I'm actually working today. I was working on an email to several legislators. I'd like for them to come here and see our school and tour and see what we do here. So working on building those partnerships. Went to ROI community update. You know, ROI, they were a huge grant funder in our strategic plan. I went to their community update, and need to hear what they work a lot with the Lilly Foundation, and they service 11 counties. We are one of them, and we work with them a lot. So went to their update on Friday at French Lick, and they're just kind of talking about how to work with towns and communities, and they're continuing to hear from us on what's needed. And the other thing, Kimball's International, we're continuing to try to build our partnerships with communities, so we have places for work-based learning as the new diploma. You know, our freshmen are on that new diploma track, but as they get to juniors and seniors, we're going to have more and more opportunities for them. Kimball's International, we met with them with the help of the Washington County Foundation. So excited about that and continuing to work with that. Last week I said T-Mobile was here when they were here. They're the partner that we sell our solar credits to, and they were here. I had 2 students that walked around and toured with them and did some film, and they're working on a blog post about our school and what we do here and how they're putting back into our school. So that should come soon. And then the final thing for our communication, our first quarterly publication is getting near completion. So we haven't decided how we're going to distribute that, but we're real close. The principals have submitted their stuff, and Amanda's worked with me to get that ready. So that should come out here sometime in September. And the only other thing that I need to highlight, just so because it's not in your packet, but I said I would put it in my update, is there were 2 fundraisers that were inadvertently left off from the high school for theater. One was the mum sale that they do every year, and one is a tea party. Did I say that right, Mr. Ferris?
Princess Tea Party.
Princess Tea Party. So those, just so that you know.
There you go.
I'm not gonna-
Seems like it's all about
And like Darren said, athletics has been up in full swing. I went to volleyball, and I got to go to the football game, and with my son coaching cross country middle school, I've hit a couple middle school cross country events. So, Mom, you coming? Yeah, I'll be there. So we're busy around here.
That's good.
Thank you. All right, at this time, we will move to our public comment section, and I have Mr. Ray Laux.
Is it okay if I just sit? My voice is loud enough.
It's fine.
I'd like to commend for the parking for being put out the cones and all, for having all that done, having more spaces for us old people who can't walk and move around anymore. The only thing is, I haven't seen any down at the middle school parking lot. And the bad part from that is my house sits right up there and I can look down. So, you know, it's hard not to see, but for the events that's been going on, there hasn't been any parking for wherever you can, for people who can't move around and do. The second thing I'd like to bring up is if we could have somebody or have something to let the community know how our athletic teams are doing. I just learned 2 things today sitting in here, that our golf team played against Silver Creek and all that. I have heard nothing about the tennis team whatsoever. They played in a tournament right down in front of me. If I really wanted to know to go down, I'm sorry, I don't move up and down hills very well. I can move down hills very well because if I fall, then I can roll. But going uphill does not work very well for me. And what I was saying about the parking is handicap parking. That's for all us old people who have trouble walking and doing, who have played athletics their whole lives and their knees and other parts of the body being, it's heck growing old, I'm going to tell you that right now. I know it from 2 different situations with myself and my wife both, so it's hard. And with the, again, mentioning about for volleyball, when I came up for the first volleyball game, there was a handicap place to park, and it was very easy to get in, go up, get there, and same thing for leaving. I would like to have some kind of update on how our athletic teams fare. There's a lot of stuff about the volleyball team, and I understand how that goes because of what's involved. But for like girls golf, when I saw the first one, when they played Trinity Lutheran and won, and there was a nice picture on Facebook and all about how well they did and everything. But they've played about 4 other matches, and there's no way of knowing. I don't know what you have to go on to see what the scores are, so on and so forth. And I would love to have where we can have the scores as such for people can go and find out how things are going. And the same thing with the tennis team. You know, I know they played Scottsburg here at home, and of course they had their tournament Saturday, but I have no idea who won. Nobody has any idea on any standpoints of how it all came out and done. So it would be nice to have that out into the community from a community person now that used to be a teacher who is no longer a teacher, and so on and so forth.
All right, well, we will make note of that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Laux. All right, I forgot to mention one thing.
I did forget one thing. Marita Jones, who was a longtime teacher here at East Washington, passed away this week. Her husband was in yesterday, but she passed away yesterday morning unexpectedly, so that, I think you didn't know that, but she taught a lot of us if you attended school here, so sorry.
That's okay. All right, at this time, we will move to our consent items. Do I have a motion to approve those?
So, okay.
I'll make it.
And
I'll
a second? All right. And then all those in favor? Aye. All right, personnel, we have quite a few personnel matters. I'm not gonna read through all of those, so I'm just gonna ask for a motion to approve all of those personnel.
I'll make a motion.
All right, and a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Action items. We have All right, we have approval of the 2026 graduation day. It is recommended that the board approve the 2026 graduation date and time of Saturday, May 23rd, 2026 at 6 p.m. Do I have a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
That misses all of our other county
Is that-
schools. Yes.
So,
Okay.
West Washington's Friday night and Salem Saturday morning.
Morning, okay.
Okay.
Or Saturday afternoon.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of updated designation of depositories and digital payment application resolution. It's recommended that the board approve the updated designation of depositories and digital payment application resolution as submitted. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
That was just so we could accept a donation from one entity that, that's all they
We won't take
use.
that.
We're gonna continue using Venmo will be our primary. We're not gonna do multiple, so, yeah, that's
Is
why.
Venmo available other than, when you're, it's not available at ball games?
I think, are you guys allowing it yet at the,
I don't think so.
it will be, but the treasurers have to get it set up with their individual bank accounts. It's not through the court,
Right.
it's through the,
Somebody asked when I was
ECA
working
accounts,
the
yeah.
concessions, so,
yeah.
okay.
We are taking cards though, at concessions,
Yes.
is that right? Yeah. I thought
Yes,
so.
we've
Okay.
done that for quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all those in favor? Aye. Approval of annual ECA financial reports. It is recommended that the board approve the annual ECA financial reports as submitted by the building ECA treasurers. Do I have a motion to approve those? And a second?
Second?
Any discussion?
Are those, what we saw was just, like, do each one of those, the sponsors to those things get a breakdown of what they've spent on a regular basis?
I don't know.
No, I mean like the Spanish club sponsor, she gets a breakdown of what she's
At the
spent.
middle school, Martha does a monthly statement
A
for every
monthly statement.
ECA account to give them.
You guys do a monthly
Just like our
statement?
grade level or ribbon
Yes.
crime or.
Yes, yeah, okay.
All right, anything additional? All those in favor?
Aye.
Declaration of obsolete surplus items. Those are broken up by school in there as presented. So it's recommended that we approve these items as obsolete and surplus. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I think I've asked before and I can't remember. Where did those go? Did they
Is this
just?
what's in the auction?
No,
That
that's,
stuff's not
that's,
in the auction.
no, the stuff that you have already declared what's in the auction is
okay.
obsolete, so,
Okay.
That's
um,
what happened with this stuff too.
not necessarily,
Some of it's junk, probably.
some of it's garbage,
Yeah.
but we can't throw any of it away until it, yeah,
Yeah.
So this isn't anything manufacturing's using?
no,
Okay.
no.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of donations. It is recommended that the board approve the donations as presented. We have from 360 Consulting, $300 back to school assistance for the elementary school. We have A New Hope United Methodist Church, $400 back to school assistance for the elementary school. And we have Temple and Temple, $250 STEM for the elementary school. Do I have a motion to approve those donations?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you, that's right, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next, we have approval of the fundraisers. It is recommended that the board approve the 25-26 fundraisers as submitted. Do we have a motion to approve those?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I would like to just, there's just so much going out. I just would love to, at some point, be able to streamline some fundraising and not, maybe go through and find what's the best, what's the most profitable, and not, instead of having $1,500 fundraisers, maybe get to where, I'm just concerned about just the bombardment in our, for one, for the teachers.
Yeah, I have 3 500s instead of 15 100s.
Yeah, so I don't know, just, maybe
it's
just a
possible.
thought, if it's possible, just to look at those. And I know everything costs more money right now. So anyway, just put that on the record.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of field trips as submitted. It's recommended that the board approve the field trips as submitted. Do we have a motion to approve those?
I'll make that motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion?
I see the kindergartners are going on to Bell Louisville. Yeah, okay. Have they done it before?
Always.
Okay, well, that's just,
Oh.
I think keep floating, that's good. Okay,
All
I
but
know.
one year, it was the year my son was in kindergarten, and it was the year it flooded, and so we had to go watch a Disney movie that like a nature, the Bell is,
I bet
it's fun.
More fun, yeah.
It is
I can
fun.
see that.
yes.
Okay.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any as needed? I don't think we do.
Nope.
All right, board member comments, committee reports?
I noticed that the band signs were put up.
Yay.
So thank you to
State
everybody that
signs,
was
yeah.
involved in
That was
getting
awesome.
that done. That was
Thank you very
awesome.
much. They look
Yeah.
good.
Mhm, they look
really
good.
good.
And I just want to tell the 3 principals to tell your teachers and staff thank you too. We appreciate their hard work, and it's showing in scores and successful things, so we appreciate it.
It's exciting. That's a big wheel to start turning at the beginning of every year, and I think you guys did a really good job just getting it moving and getting everybody in. It's good. It's fun to watch that and see that.
It's fun out here.
It is. Yeah. I know it's not easy. I know it's hard for all of you.
Yeah.
You do it with smiles on your face whenever you're, at least someone's looking at you, and we appreciate you a lot, because I know it takes a lot of work. And
We do, thank you so much.
it's a great crew, so thank you.
All right, the next school board meeting is scheduled for September 23rd, 2025 at 5 p.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
And a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we're adjourned.
All right.
When you gonna get those cones out for down there in the parking lot?
I don't know what comes are. Who's putting that